Back to uniformity for just a moment, talking about yield uniformity. We want to maximize our crop quality and our yield, and looks like this may be Nick's son in this picture. Now, wanted us just to look at the results of a study that was done for potatoes in Idaho. The study of about 46 fields, I believe, was done and reported in year 2000 here, where there were some center pivot systems, and some had an estimated irrigation uniformity of 70% and some at 90%. These were estimations of their uniformity. And the non-uniformity could probably be attributed to Warner plug nozzles, plugged or malfunctioning pressure regulators, and so forth. They looked at, looking at the, clear at the right here, we have the gross receipts in dollars per acre. These were in $2,000. With the irrigation uniformity at 70%, we had a $1,716 an acre, and a 90% uniformity, $1,860, and the difference is $144 per acre, an 8% difference. And if you're talking about, potatoes, that's pretty significant for them. And the cost of making a correction and getting your uniformity up was very cheap compared to the benefit of increasing that uniformity. Mounting height plays a big part in coverage, and it's all going to play a part in your decision. If you have a sprinkler that has 8-foot drop height and you're thinking of putting it at 3 foot, what you'll be doing is reducing the coverage diameter by 20%. Reducing your coverage area by 36%. This is just one example of a certain sprinkler, and you have to look at the kind of sprinkler you have and the data that the manufacturer provides. That kind of information will be available as to the coverage diameter at a certain height. So this isn't a figure. These aren't figures just across the board, but specific to a given sprinkler. And you can find that for every sprinkler, most of the sprinklers on the manufacturer's websites. Now, pressure regulators and pressure considerations are really important in getting uniformity right and having a pivot system that operates well. I'd like to really emphasize, make sure that you know what pressure you're putting into a system, especially if you have pumps that are used year after year, and you've got sprinklers that have been there for quite some time. Keep yourself in the know. Keep yourself aware of where that system is performing, and pressure is really important. Making sure that you have a working pressure regulator is also very, very important. So I wanted to get to a good example. Let me skip a few slides here because we're coming to a couple other examples I want to make sure you get. Pressure regulators that have been manufactured from our company in the past few years have made a significant increase in improvement. We've got the one on the lower side has the inlet of struts, 4 struts there, and the improved intake has only 1 strut, and in fact the design of that is so improved that material tends not of biological nature that comes through there can easily move right on through it now with our new design. So that has really helped. It's talking about pressures. So if you don't have access to pressure on the end. You can use a pitot tube with a pressure gauge and just read the pressure at the outlet of a nozzle, and that should give you a pretty good idea what pressures you've got. Now here I wanted to show you what happens if you don't take care with your observation, what's happening with your pressure regulators. Have a look. Went back here. See if I can get that to going.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and change the one to the left.
The one on the left is moving fast, moving correctly on the right side. You pulled off that rotator from the fast one. Here's an I'll be darned moment. Okay, see what's happening. The one on the left continued to move fast. What it tells us is that here's a regulator that was incorrect. It was not performing correctly anymore, because what was correct on one side was not correct on the other. And so the thing that we could conclude was that that pressure regulator was no longer working well. Okay, I wanted to just review some of the recent additions to our product line that have been introduced by our company and helps a person, a grower with a pivot, have some additional tools that they may use. This is our orbiter, introduced this past year. This orbiter has no struts through which the streams of water pass, or by which they pass. Therefore, it's really great in the environment with some wastewater applications, or where algae may be coming out of that sprinkler system or through the pivot. Here it's moving through a cornfield. Its design is such that it doesn't catch up very easily at all on other materials. Okay, and so that's our orbiter. And we've got a throw diameter of one of the two models that we have of that at 58-foot throw diameter at a 6-foot ground height with that's a 15 psi pressure rating. And we've got also this year some accelerator with a gold plate, and this one is might be of real value for people using lower pressures. It's rated in the 6 to 15 pound range, and operates a little bit much like the rotator at lower nozzle output, and as the nozzles increase in size, it starts to turn a little faster. It's got a throw diameter of 54 feet at a 6-foot mounting height and 10 psi. So, and that may be of some value to those who are trying to achieve less runoff, replacements for some spray plates. So that data is all available on the website. We've also got a new sprinkler converter that allows us to keep some of these spray plates and accelerator pads together, and this one is just shows those 3-in-1 adapter. So you've got a spray plate to the left there. Underneath it would be the bubbler, an accelerator over on the right side, and sprinkler converter. And it's going to show you the action of those devices. There's a spray plate. That was the brown plate, spray plate. It has 3 trajectories coming off of it. Here's our accelerator. and gold plate accelerator. Hello? Wake up. Acts like it's hanging up on me. See if I can move on here then. Okay. And then the converter then is able to hold those devices together so that between times in the season you can change those and have them available right there on site. So now there's also the bubbler clip that can be used to, and you're probably familiar with the bubbler here. It can attach to its D3000 body and just allow for water to come down within a short diameter right down to the soil in a gentle way. And then a hose drag adapter can be used as well. We have one of those available. So if you have a need for part circle devices, and those can be used on hose boom systems, those are available. And I'll move on through that one. And a dual nozzle clip can be used where you have early in the season a need for one kind of a plate or nozzle, and you want to nozzle it up for later in the season. That dual nozzle clip can be used. And then a triple nozzle clip is also available. Now, I just wanted to finish with this purge valve as an item that some people have found very helpful in case you have a buildup of material in the end of the system that tends to plug up the last sprinklers. This purge valve can be used in combination with a solenoid and can be opened on demand. And the most useful way that people have found for that to work is on startup, where the water at the end is turbulent, and keep it open for 30 seconds after that, and it will really take care of that issue. Let me close with that, and note that if you need any contact with any of us, Gene Ross or myself, there's our email addresses. I think I've gone over my time. Okay. Any questions?